Welcome to the press conference of the second G20 Finance Track Ministerial Meeting under the Italian G20 presidency. The conference will be hosted by the Italian Minister of Economy and Finance, Daniele Franco, and the Governor of Bank of Italy, Ignazio Visco. Also at the table, Alessandro Rivera, Director General of the Treasury, and Luigi Federico Signorini, Senior Deputy Governor of the Bank of Italy. Minister Franco and Governor Visco will make opening statements, after which there will be a Q&A session. The statements will be delivered in English, and we kindly recommend to ask your questions in English as well. There is a simultaneous translation in Italian through the Converso app if someone needs it. Please remember to switch off your microphone. Thank you. Now I leave the floor to Minister Franco.
Thank you. Good afternoon. Today, as you know, G20 finance minister and central bank governors met for their second official meeting this year under the Italian presidency and agreed on a series of important commitments which are detailed in the official communiqué. Let me first stress what I believe is the main message coming out of today's meeting, which is the fact that there is a general consensus of all countries and the international organization on strengthening cooperation in order to address the major challenges for the global economy. These include short-term challenges linked to the pandemic and its health and economic implication, including those for the most vulnerable countries, as well as medium-term challenges which are no less urgent to address, in particular climate and international taxation. These issues are very important in the agenda of the Italian G20 presidency, and we believe that we will further advance them in the coming months. Well, we examined the outlook for the economy, and one can see that after the contraction in 2020, the global outlook has improved, mainly due to the vaccination process and to the continued policy support. Nonetheless, the recovery appears clouded by uncertainty and is uneven across and within countries. Against this background, the G20 renewed its commitment to avoiding any premature withdrawal of support measures. More specifically, we have reaffirmed the willingness to use all available policy tools for as long as required to protect people's lives, jobs, and incomes, and address the long-lasting scars of the pandemic on the most affected groups of the society. A stable and lasting recovery cannot be achieved unless we overcome the pandemic. So the G20 remains committed to strengthening health system and make it COVID-19 vaccines equitable, easily accessible, and affordable. Today we received an update of the activity of the G20 high-level independent panel on financing the global commons for pandemic preparedness and response. The panel, whose establishment was proposed by the Italian presidency, is developing solutions to fill the financial gaps in the global health system. We also agreed to update the G20 action plan to reflect recent changes in the economic and health outlook. The update includes a set of commitments to steer the global economy out of the crisis, tackle current global challenges, and enhance resilience against future challenges. Among these challenges are addressing climate change and promoting environmental protection. These are recognized as increasingly urgent for our economies and societies, and they have been incorporated in a specific pillar of the update of the action plan. Climate change is indeed a cross-cutting priority across all finance track activities, and the dialogue on climate policy action will continue through this year in the working groups and will be taken forward at a high-level conference which will be held in Venice in July. Importantly, today we also discuss how to best support the most vulnerable countries. Following several initiatives adopted by the international community to help address the immediate liquidity needs of these countries, the G20 called on the IMF to make a proposal for a new special drawing rights general allocation of 650 billion US dollar. To meet the long-term global need to supplement reserve assets. We also agreed on a final extension of the debt service suspension initiative by 6 months through the end of 2021. This will allow beneficiary countries to mobilize more resources to face the challenges of the crisis and, where appropriate, to move to a more comprehensive approach to address debt vulnerabilities under the G20 common framework on debt treatment. Finally, on the international taxation agenda, we reaffirmed our willingness to continue cooperating for a globally fair, sustainable, and modern international tax system. Following our meeting in February, we are committed to reaching a global and consensus-based solution on Pillar 1 and Pillar 2 by mid-2021. We have also acknowledged the progress made to date and urge the G20 OECD inclusive framework on base erosion and profit shifting to address the remaining outstanding issues with a view to achieving an agreement by the set deadline. So thank you for your attention. Now I'll give the floor to Governor Visco.